You ever wonder where America's real money comes from? I mean, not just your paycheck to paycheck for getting to show up kind of money. I'm talking about economic juggernauts. States that don't just balance their books, they print the ink. You've heard the jokes. The South has charm, the Midwest has corn, and California has tech billionaires who never blink. But if you peel back the layers of this country, beneath the tourist traps, Walmarts, and fake beach tans, you find 10 states quietly holding America's wallet. And you live in one of them. Or maybe you don't, and that's the point. Because once you see how these places operate, you'll start asking the real question. Why am I living anywhere else? And hey, before we drop into the countdown, tap that like button if you believe money talks, but systems whisper. And hit subscribe if you want to understand a country the way CEOs, economists, and hedge fund managers already do. This isn't just a list, it's a blueprint. Also, stay sharp because at the end, there's a bonus state nobody sees coming. And trust me, it deserves its own category. Now let's crack it open. Number 10, Colorado. Colorado, the state that looks like a ski resort but acts like a hedge fund. From afar, it's just legal weed and mountain goats. But lean in a little closer and you'll smell something different. Tech money, aerospace contracts, bioscience labs, and a booming population that's richer, younger, and more educated than your average Netflix demographic. Denver isn't just a city. It's a talent magnet with a startup culture sharper than a craft beer after 2 hours of hiking. Colorado's economy thrives off its diversity, not in the corporate brochure sense, but in the our GDP doesn't tank when oil prices do sense. Real diversity. And while the tourists are busy face planting on snowboards, Colorado's quietly hauling in billions from renewable energy, software engineering, and one of the most innovative health tech sectors in the country. You didn't see that coming, did you? What makes Colorado terrifying to its rivals is that it doesn't just grow, it compounds. With a population doubling since the 90s and tech firms sprinting in from California like it's on fire, because it is, the state's upward curve hasn't even plateaued. Education here isn't just for show either. With over 40% of its adults holding bachelor's degrees or higher, this state breeds high-income earners faster than TikTok breeds regret. A full-blown innovation ecosystem tucked between snow-capped peaks and microbreweries. And real estate? It's gone from affordable to, I sold my Tesla for a down payment. But that hasn't stopped the rich from nesting here. In fact, they're the reason it's getting richer. So yeah, Colorado's not just skiing and selfies. It's a vault dressed like a vacation. Curious how Colorado got this powerful? Hit that subscribe button, because we break it down every week. Number 9, Washington. You probably know Washington for two things, Starbucks and rain. But behind that soggy curtain, economic thunder. Not lightning, thunder. The kind that rattles GDP spreadsheets. Seattle is the epicenter. And it's not just about Amazon anymore. Though, let's be honest, Amazon alone could qualify this state as a minor economic superpower. But look deeper, and you'll see Microsoft, Boeing, and an avalanche of tech firms all cashing checks your entire state's GDP couldn't cover. Washington's secret weapon? No state income tax. That's right, rich tech bros get to keep all their money, and they're spending it right back into the local economy. The result? An infrastructure built on steroids. Good schools, absurdly high property values, and job markets that don't just survive recessions. They eat them for breakfast. What's wild is how eco-friendly this money is. Washington gets the majority of its power from hydroelectric sources. So while other states debate going green, Washington's already bankrolling it. A rich state with a clean conscience? That's terrifying. But this wealth isn't just tech deep. It's embedded in global trade, with ports connecting U.S. goods to Asia and a logistics network smoother than your uncle's bald head. Washington is a player in international commerce. And the cost of living? Brutal. But not to the folks pulling six figures straight out of college. It's like a wealth filter. If you can afford to stay, you're probably thriving. Washington is proof that a place can rain every day and still make it poor. Number 8, Illinois. Everyone loves to trash talk Illinois. Corrupt politics, crumbling roads, winters that bite like a bad ex. But look beneath the rust. and you'll find one of the most economically loaded states in the country. No, seriously. Illinois is the kind of state that walks into a party and owns the building. Chicago, its beating economic heart, isn't just a city, it's a financial mecca, home to the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago, and a skyline powered by Fortune 500s. The state plays big, from insurance to food processing, aerospace to manufacturing. It's got economic fingers in every pie. And these aren't just local pies, they're global. Illinois exports billions in goods each year, from medical devices to soybeans, and they're laughing all the way to the bank. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Illinois is one of the most productive states per capita, even with all its fiscal drama. You can't outgovern corruption, but you can't out-earn it, apparently. The state's universities, UChicago, Northwestern, Urbana-Champaign, aren't just academic juggernauts. They're economic accelerators, spitting out engineers, economists, and data scientists who go on to do tiny things like run Wall Street. It's got its flaws, sure, but while people complain about taxes and politics, the money keeps moving, reluctantly, but consistently. So next time someone says Illinois is broke, just smile. Broke people don't host G7 summits in their backyard. Drop a comment below if you're from Illinois. Do you agree it's the country's most misunderstood moneymaker? Number 7, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania feels like a throwback state. You imagine coal miners, cheesesteaks, and steel mills. But this state isn't stuck in the past. It just leveraged it like a Wall Street shark. The Philadelphia-Pittsburgh axis is more than sports rivalries. It's a two-engine economic machine. One side's got Ivy League brains, the other's got tech muscle, and between them is a massive healthcare and manufacturing complex that practically prints cash. And let's not forget energy. Pennsylvania is a natural gas titan, pulling in billions from the Marcellus Shale. That's right. While some states debate clean energy, Pennsylvania is still quietly bankrolling its economy with fossil fuel gold. But the real pivot? Biotech and pharmaceuticals. Thanks to its research universities and a flood of medical institutions, Pennsylvania is becoming a bio-capital. Think medicine, not mine. Weird fact, even chocolate is big business here. Hershey isn't just a candy company. It's a billion-dollar empire with real estate and school systems under its belt. Willy Wonka could never. And the logistics network? This state's like a spider web. Within a one-day drive of nearly half the U.S. population, Pennsylvania is the reason your Amazon Prime delivery shows up in 24 hours. And if you're still watching, hang tight. Our bonus state will rewrite everything you thought about American wealth. Trust me, you'll want to see it. Number 6, Florida. Florida isn't just for retirees and spring breakers anymore. It's for moguls, tech bros, crypto weirdos, and investors escaping New York's taxes like they're fleeing a burning building. Miami alone is turning into the Latin American Wall Street. International banking is booming. Real estate, basically a gold rush. And fintech? Yeah, it's wearing sunglasses and buying condos with Bitcoin. Tourism will always be king, of course. Disney doesn't exactly run on volunteer work. But Florida's growth isn't just theme parks and tan lines anymore. It's healthcare, aerospace, logistics, and defense contracting. It's a full-blown economic renaissance. And while the rest of the country debates freedom like it's a philosophical concept, Florida just slaps it on billboards and cashes in. The no-state income tax magnetism is pulling talent from every corner of the U.S., especially the ones with winter. You might hate politics. You might cringe at the headlines. But here's the economic reality. Florida's economy just passed $1.4 trillion. That's not a typo. That's bigger than most countries. So the next time someone jokes about Florida man, remember, he probably owns 5 properties and a hedge fund. Number 5, New Jersey. You thought New Jersey was just a traffic jam with a beach? Think again. It might be New York's annoying little sibling, but New Jersey's quietly out-earning its big brother in some key ways. Pharmaceuticals, health tech, finance, and logistics, all converging in a state that's smaller than your favorite national park. Companies like Johnson & Johnson, Merck, and Prudential have deep roots here. This state owns the life sciences sector. Here's the kicker. New Jersey has the highest median household income in the entire country. Yeah, you read that right. All those jokes about Jersey Shore, funded by six-figure paychecks. Its strategic location between New York and Philly means you get the talent pipeline, the trade access, and the infrastructure without quite the same price tag. It's economic piggybacking at a genius level. And education? Top-tier public schools, ridiculous SAT scores, and high graduation rates. It's like everyone here is just expected to be successful. Add in an exploding tech startup scene and warehouses that function like Amazon's circulatory system. And you got a state that's not just rich, it's foundational. So yeah, laugh all you want. New Jersey's laughing too, all the way to the bank. If that surprised you, go ahead and like this video. Jersey earned it. Number 4, Texas. Texas doesn't make money. It harvests it. From oil rigs to data centers. It's a high-speed collision of old-school wealth and new world innovation. And somehow it works. Houston's running the energy sector. Dallas is a financial and tech hub. And Austin is basically West Coast 2.0, without the earthquakes or $18 toast. It's like they cloned Silicon Valley and gave it a southern accent. And let's not forget the oil. Still king. Still powerful. Still funding everything from football stadiums to insane suburban high schools. Texas doesn't care if the world goes green. It's already diversified and hedges its bets. The state has also mastered corporate poaching. Elon Musk, Oracle, HP, they all ran here the second California asked for rent. Texas doesn't just attract businesses. It swallows them whole. Taxes? Low. Regulations? Light. Attitude? Maximum. It's capitalism on steroids. But the real flex? Texas is now the second largest state economy in the country. Only one other state makes more money, and you already know which one that is. Number 3, New York. Wall Street. Media. Fashion. Art. Real estate. You name the industry. New York owns the copyright and the receipts. New York isn't just a state. It's an economic dimension. The amount of wealth compressed into that tiny island of Manhattan is staggering. The stock market alone handles more money in a day than some nations do in a year. And sure, it's expensive, but the people who live here aren't trying to save, they're trying to own. Luxury is currency. Scarcity is leverage. Beyond the glitz, the state is anchored by financial institutions, global corporations, world-class universities, and tech growth in places like Buffalo and Rochester that no one's talking about yet. Tourism, media, and education keep the cash flowing. It's not just Wall Street. It's Broadway, Columbia, NYU, NBC, and Madison Avenue all pulling their weight. Say what you want about crime, rent, and rats. New York still runs the game. Number 2, Massachusetts. You ever wonder where America hides its genius? It's all crammed into Massachusetts, like a Mensa meeting with billion-dollar consequences. Cambridge alone is worth more than half of Europe. Between MIT, Harvard, and the galaxy of biotech startups, this state literally monetizes intelligence. Massachusetts doesn't just produce smart people, it retains them. They graduate, get funded, start companies, and revolutionize industries you didn't know needed revolutionizing. Its healthcare sector is elite. Its innovation index is off the charts. And its GDP per capita? Borderline rude. This isn't just Boston flexing. The whole state contributes. Worcester, Springfield, even the Cape. Everywhere you look, something smarter than you is making more money than you. Massachusetts doesn't chase trends. It builds them. Bonus, North Dakota. Okay, hear me out. North Dakota. Not what you expected, right? But behind the wind farms and wheat fields lies one of the most economically fascinating experiments in America. With fewer people than a New York City borough, it's easy to ignore, but you shouldn't. This state is rich, not just per capita, but in energy, agriculture, and fiscal stability that would make California weep. Thanks to the Bakken Shale Formation, North Dakota quietly became an oil power in the 2010s, and hasn't stopped cashing in since. Plus, it's got one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country, and a state-run bank that literally funds its own economy. It's small, yes, but powerful. Like if Switzerland and Texas had a corn-fed baby. North Dakota is like that quiet kid in class who aces every exam while everyone else is too busy arguing about prom. It doesn't yell, it doesn't trend, and it definitely doesn't care if you're watching. But here's the twist. It's one of the smartest economic organisms in the country. Its secret sauce? Efficiency, discipline, and a deep understanding of leverage. The state-run Bank of North Dakota isn't just rare, it's revolutionary. While other states borrow from Wall Street, North Dakota lends to itself. It's not playing an economic game. It's rewriting the rules in lowercase and cashing checks in bold. What makes North Dakota even more fascinating is how it decouples scale from strength. Most states flex their population or GDP size. North Dakota flexes its balance sheet. It turned an oil boom into long-term capital and avoided the boom and bust crash that wrecked other resource-heavy regions. Instead of overbuilding, it budgeted. Instead of overspending, it saved. It's a case study in restraint that somehow still ends up rich. The average North Dakotan might be driving a pickup instead of a Tesla, but their economy, quietly bulletproof. Number 1, California, the golden state for a reason. No suspense here. California is the heavyweight champion of the American economy. If it were a country, it'd be the 5th largest economy on Earth. That's not hype, that's GDP math. Silicon Valley alone would qualify as its own nation-state of wealth. Add in Hollywood, agriculture, aerospace, and biotech, you've got an economic supercluster that bends global markets. It's also the home of disruptive innovation. Startups here don't just create products, they create sectors. It's a breeding ground for ideas that become industries. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, the taxes are high. But the opportunity is unmatched. The concentration of capital, talent, and ambition here is like nowhere else in the world. From LA's creative dominance to the Bay Area's tech monopoly, California does everything loud, bright, and at scale. California isn't just an economy, it's an operating system. It runs silently in the background of your daily life, whether you notice it or not. That app you use to order lunch? Born in Cupertino. The movie you streamed while eating it? Produced in Burbank. The lettuce in your salad? Probably picked in the Central Valley by $1 billion agribusiness running more logistics than a space mission. California exports ideas, narratives, technologies, and tomatoes, each with a price tag and a patent. It's not just big, it's structurally indispensable. What truly sets California apart is its ability to synthesize chaos into capital. Earthquakes, wildfires, housing crises, political whiplash. None of it has managed to derail the state's ability to innovate at scale. That's not resilience. That's institutional muscle. Venture capital here doesn't just bet on disruption, it manufactures it. Universities like Stanford and Berkeley aren't educational institutions. They're intellectual factories that regularly spit out billion-dollar prototypes. And behind all that, a brutal meritocracy fueled by immigration ambition, and caffeine keeps the machine running at dangerous speeds. But maybe California's greatest flex is this. Despite the headlines, despite the haters, it keeps winning. People complain about the cost of living and then pay it. Corporations gripe about taxes and still set up shop. Why? Because being in California isn't about comfort. It's about access. Access to networks, capital, talent, and scale. You don't just live here, you plug into it. And once you're connected, you're not just part of the economy, you're shaping the future of it. So next time you see someone complain about California online, remember, they're probably watching from a device made here, on a platform invented here, funded by a VC in California. Like the video, if California's dominance doesn't even surprise you anymore. It's just facts. So now you know America doesn't run on Duncan. It runs on 10 states with enough economic horsepower to tow the rest of the country behind them like a trailer full of excuses. These aren't just wealthy places. They're machines of productivity, innovation, and raw ambition. They're not waiting for the future. They're already coding it, shipping it, patenting it, and charging you interest on it. If you think your zip code defines your paycheck, it might be time to check the coordinates of your dreams. But here's the deeper twist. These states didn't get rich by accident. They made conscious, often brutal choices. Whether it was betting on tech before it was cool, slashing taxes to lure capital, or investing in education like it was national defense. Wealth, it turns out, is rarely random. It's architecture, and some states are just better architects. The question isn't just which state is richest, it's which one understands a blueprint, and whether you're living in scaffolding or skyscrapers. And maybe that's the final gut check. If your state didn't make the list, it doesn't mean it's doomed, but it does mean something's missing. Maybe it's talent migration or political courage or innovation capital. Whatever it is, wealth clusters for a reason. So ask yourself, is your state printing the ink or just cashing the checks? Let us know in the comments. And if you made it this far, don't just watch History Made, subscribe to it.